Hello, welcome to the channel. Today we're in a Cayenne S. That's because my Boxster is in for a major service at the dealer. But yep, they're trying to comfort me by giving me a nice car to drive around in, and comforted I am. It's very nice. Will I buy one? Maybe, you never know. We all know the Cayenne arrived in 2002 with some controversial looks, controversial views on it. You know, people didn't think Porsche should be making a car like that, but ultimately they had to, because it's what the market wants. And if we want these types of cars that we enjoy driving about in the weekend, then they have to build these to sell them to us. And look at now, they've just put 4 litre naturally aspirated engine in the Boxster, you know, and part of that is down to a car like this, so thank you. It's the fastest and lightest of all the Cayennes. It looks longer and broader, I would say. Styling wise, not a lot's changed. It still has slightly controversial looks, although I thought the previous generation was a better looking car. This one from some angles is really nice, like the back and the rear quarter. Like the front looks a bit sort of lost, and maybe that's just the spec of this car. Someone has also added Porsche lettering on the doors. I don't know why you would do that, but yep, someone thought that was a good idea. This is the S model. The base car is about 60,000. It goes all the way up to about 130,000 for the top end car, which is the hybrid turbo. The base car has a 3 litre V6. This is the 2.9 with the twin turbo, so you get an extra 100 horsepower. You've got the GTS, which is the V8, very nice. There's the turbo, and then, as I say, the turbo hybrid. You can have it in SUV form like this, probably what you want. Coupe does look a little bit better, but if you buy a car like this, you want to maximise practicality. That is the point of driving a 2-ton car. It's an 8-speed Tiptronic box. It's not double clutch, and the reason for that is the torque. So if you're looking to tow and things with it, I think you're better with this gearbox.
What I find strange about it, there's a button here that you click, and it's all electronic now. So it was like a mechanical lockout before, so you knew that if you didn't push it in hard enough, it wasn't going to go into gear. But you don't get that feedback, so you press it and you think you're in gear and you go, and you're actually not. The dial showing you which gear you're in is also very small.
I actually thought I was going forwards and ended up going backwards at some point as well, so that's not ideal. This is a really good test of the ride quality. I've got a really horrible track here. If I take my X5 down here, it gets itself quite upset. The big wheels end up falling into the holes, and I get horrible thuds through the cabin. Same with my Golf, it doesn't like it either. But this is soaking everything up very nicely, I have to say. Well done. So this is immediately a really nice car to just get into and drive. The handling feels really natural. You feel instantly safe and secure, sure-footed. Way it rides is nothing short of just sensational, but we'll come to that in a minute. Start with the steering. Yeah, I don't have a clue what's going on with the front wheels, I've got to be honest. And I thought these modern steering racks were supposed to be better, but I don't have a clue what's going on. I turn and the car turns, and I've got a lot of trust in it and faith as a result. The steering is almost oversensitive. I mean, the turning is bizarre. You turn in and it's instant. It's doing it not like a 2-ton SUV, but more like a sports saloon, and it takes a minute for your sort of brain to register with that. It's like you want to put more input in because of the car that you think this is. You can actually be much gentler with it. So that's the first thing about the steering, but it weights up nicely once you start turning in. But downside you definitely feel. It's got this 4D Porsche technology. Now I'll put the blurb up about that on the screen because it's too difficult to explain. But basically what that means is that the car, the sensors used to and systems used to act independently of one another. Now they're all pulling together into one central control system to make sure the car is handling in an optimum way. And you really do feel that. So when you start pushing on and you get the speed up a little bit,
feel that the car is sort of helping itself to stay sort of level, poised. The ride is always adjusting. I think that's why it's got PASM as standard, so that we can do that. But just every aspect of the car is under control and being managed, and you sense that. You don't feel particularly involved in the process of pulling it around a corner. I mean, you turn in and it just does it. It's a car that genuinely benefits from the technology that's underneath it. I mean, this is a 2-ton SUV. Let's not beat around the bush, and yet it's driving like a really nice performance sports saloon. Brakes, monoblock, front and rear, 6 piston in the front, 4 in the rear, 340mm discs front, and I think 310. Well, I've got all that right, good memory. It's got a gradual pedal feel. It's not one of these systems where you touch the brake and it's through the screen. That's nice, very Porsche-like. I like that. Right, engine next then. How's this 2.9 litre coolant? Let's see what it feels like. Right down, right below 2000 RPM. Second gear. Bit of lag, and then it goes. And then the second turbo comes in right at the top. Quick. Okay, that's already too quick. Brilliant. That's a lovely engine, and it sounds good. It's muted, but you know what? I don't want this car to make too much noise. It's unnecessary. I'm generally going to have my family in it, so that's just not what it's about. It's nice just to hear the faint rumble, and you kind of smile to yourself and go, yeah, that's nice. That is nice. 435 horsepower, 0 to 60 in about 5 seconds, and a lot of torque. I'll put all the stats up on the screen. It seems to be pulling well from about 2000 all the way up, and you feel that second turbo come in. It feels like around 5000. The torque is just relentlessly smooth as well. The only downside there would be the lag. Down changes are good enough. The second turbo kick in high up the rev range, so you think, I was saying it's pulling like a train. There's actually more to give. This Porsche technology is amazing. When I brake to turn in, the car isn't leaning forward and it's not rolling when I'm turning. The sensors in the car are working to keep the body control as flat as can be. When the speed gets up, it does feel like a Porsche. It really does. Where is a 2-ton SUV driving like this? Very sure-footed. Safe. That's good. That's passed the test. That actually feels quite fun to drive. Unbelievable. I'm really impressed with that. I'm just going to stop and take that in for a minute. It's so comfortable. The ride is sensational. Our family car is actually an older X5, a few generations behind, and it was quite famous for handling in a way that was car-like, you know, in its time, and it does. But the expense is that, you know, on a rough road, it feels like it's got lead boots on it. It's like getting itself all upset. This does not feel like that. This feels really good, I've got to say, and this hasn't even got the
air suspension. If you put the air suspension on this, why? Interior is lifted from the Panamera, and very nice place to be. This one has not been spec'd with extended leather, and I think it misses it. It just feels a bit plasticky for a car that has a base price of £70,000. It's got this sort of glass finish in the controls. It looks the part. LED lighting, it really looks good. You've got digital instruments, all except your rev counter, which is a throwback to Porsche heritage, really nice. 5 dials in the middle, also a throwback, it's cool. You can control and view anything you want on these screens, Google Maps, all the details the sensors are showing, you name it, tyre pressures, it's really nice. Even the light switch isn't a dial. I mean, why have we done away with dials? I mean, if I want to change the temperature in the car, I don't want to be looking rocker switches and looking at temperature. I want to be able to feel, you know, the rotation of my wrist where the heating point is that is right for me. So that's annoying. Ergonomically it's not perfect. I tried to demist the screen earlier and I couldn't find the button because it's hidden behind the gear lever. Fine if you're sitting on that side of the car, but it's not great to have buttons clattered away. The infotainment system is beautiful. The resolution of the screen is sublime. It wouldn't look out of place in your living room. It's maybe too much for a car though, you know, you're having to fumble around looking for things rather than focusing on the road. Now that's not good, but if you own this car, I guess you would get used to that in time. For me, I'm not used to it, and I am struggling with it. I feel like I need to go home and read the manual. A very nice place to sit. The seats are comfortable yet supportive. These are the comfort seats, the 8 ways. You can upgrade them and go for the plus seats with 14 or 18 way if you want to pay more. The leather is nice quality, and it's nice that they're heated as standard, as I said. The looks are growing on me, and as I drive around, I don't know if it's the badge or what, but it does get a little nod from people. People like it. You do see that it brings attention. It could be those ridiculous letters on the side, but I don't think so. I really enjoyed driving this Cayenne today. I was really surprised by how it drove. You know, it's handling like a sports saloon or something like that. Yes, it will never have the feel and delicacy of a Cayman Boxster or a 911, but it's a technological marvel for what it is. The technology in it allows you to have your cake and eat it. I mean, it's literally not rolling, not pitching. It's amazing what they've done. And once you get going, you're actually having quite some fun in it. The engine's a peach too, a little bit of lag, but we can get around that. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I would certainly consider one of these as a replacement for our family car. Don't worry, the Boxster is going nowhere. Please let me know what your thoughts are. If you enjoyed the video, hit like, remember to subscribe, and hopefully see you for the next one. Thank you.